Welcome back. In the previous session, we understood the importance of a platform-independent architecture and how Java and Java Virtual Machine work. Let us get into the business of coding. To start with code, we need to understand some basic terms and their usage. The building blocks of any code are variables, data types, and keywords that can be understood by a compiler. Variables. Etymology says anything that is not constant is a variable, and it is the same even in programming. A variable is a piece of information named by an identifier. In other words, it is a user-defined name given to a variable, method, or class. It is important to provide a name and a type for each variable that is used in the program. For example, let pen be the name of a variable. Let mobile number be the name of another variable. Now, can I just write a pen or a mobile number and do away with it? Certainly not. There are some rules which we follow, and we call them the naming conventions. The variable's name must be a relevant identifier. You use the variable name to refer to the data that the variable might contain. It should be a series of alphanumeric characters and can begin with a letter or a dollar or an underscore symbol. You should keep it short and simple. The length cannot exceed 30 characters. Now, when we declare two variables, a pen and a mobile number, if we said pen is equal to Parker, Parker is the value contained by the variable. If I said pen is equal to Reynolds, Reynolds is another value contained by the variable. Parker and Reynolds are the values assigned alternatively, and therefore they are constants. Java uses three types of variables based on where they are declared or tied to. If a variable is tied to a method within the programming area, we call it a local variable. A variable that is tied to an object and can be accessed with reference to an object is called an instance variable, and a variable that is tied to a class and accessed with reference to a class name is called a static variable. Now, variable has to hold data. We should also declare the kind of data it should hold. Therefore, we should declare the data types that a variable should be able to hold. There are fundamental data types that are used to declare a variable. They occupy a certain amount of memory. For example, something like a byte consumes 8 bits, a short consumes 16, an int takes 32 bits, long takes 64 bits, a float takes 32 bits, a double takes 64 bits, a char takes 16 bits, and a boolean consumes 1 bit. Ever since programming evolved, these are data types that are being used, and therefore we call them the primitive data types. If I declared a class based on primitive data types and modified them to become a class, they are modern or non-primitive data types. These non-primitive data types eventually become constant classes of Java. They are no different from the primitive data types. There is an integer, there is a float, there is a long, there is double, character, string, boolean, and byte. But if you notice, the non-primitive data types do not have a fixed memory allocation. At the same time, they are in a sentence case, which means that the first alphabet of the word is in uppercase. Now, we will explore keywords of Java as we deep dive into coding, but still, here are some of them for your comprehension. I hope you like the word cloud of the keywords in Java.